So you're looking to create more balance and find some stability in your life. My friends, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to be covering something called the Wheel of Life that I've ran in a recent meetup workshop. And we have people writing down their atypical report cards, taking a snapshot of where they are now so they have clarity and know exactly where they're going to go by the end of 2021. This is something you can use at any time of the year, and I would urge you to do it more than once actually. So have fun, sit back, get a piece of paper and 4 colored pens and follow along. You're gonna enjoy this. I know you will. Wait, one more thing. I'm hoping you can help me out. I'm hoping that 1,000 people are gonna be using this video to create their atypical report cards. So if you like this, enjoyed the process, and got something out of it, please share it with somebody that you love so that they too can get some clarity, take power and control over their lives, and hopefully make it the best year yet. All right, see you guys inside. Welcome to Finding the Balance in 2021. This is going to be a phenomenal session. So, what I'm going to do is, you were all told to get some paper. I want to grab that. We're going to draw a nice big circle, okay? We're going to do this exercise called the Wheel of Life. And for those of you who don't know this about me, I first did this exercise when I went to do my NLP coaching training. I was in a room of over 1,200 people, and for 3 days, and each day was about 16 hours of training. We were tired, but it was so amazing and so transformational. And this one tool that I'm hoping to share with you today was given to me for free, and that's why I wanted to spread it for free to the rest of the world, and hopefully it does the same for you. So we have the circle. We're going to call this the pie of life, okay? In life, there are 8 facets in which we can focus. So as we go forward, I'm going to cut this lovely pie. Now with this said, I would love to kind of run an experiment with you. Could you raise your hand? Lovely. Now could you raise it a bit higher? Lovely. What happened there was society, I truly believe, has allowed us to kind of fall within these patterns. And when someone asks you to do something, I didn't see anybody go like this. Nobody was raising their hand, shooting it up with enthusiasm, ready to go and saying, yeah, me, 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 me. Isn't that interesting? When we're asked to do something, we tend to just, okay, let's do it. I'll do it, but I won't give my 100%. So at this moment, I would love to invite somebody to be a volunteer. And being the volunteer is going to, well, allow you to be a bit vulnerable. Might be a bit scary, but you won't have to do the work creating this Wheel of Life because I'm going to create it for you. So I'll ask again. Oh. Perfect. So now that you guys have this Wheel of Life, I'm going to make this a bit more prettier and grab Alex' Wheel of Light right here. And this is what it should look like. So Alex, thanks for volunteering. You have the privilege of creating your atypical report card here and sharing it with the rest of us, okay? Mind you, the more vulnerable you are, the more you're gonna get out of it. But if you feel uncomfortable, you can hold back and, the power is in your hands. So here we go. The first facet of life is actually career and finance. So what you're going to do is, this circle from the center here all the way to the end is going to be a rating system. The center is 0, and if you go all the way to the end over here, it'll be a 10. So I'm going to give you a few criterias, and you're going to rate your facet based on these criterias. Are you ready? Now at home, you can follow along, and hopefully you'll come to some insights for yourself. So criteria number 1, a 0 for career and finance would be, I earn very little money. I barely scrape by. I know very little about anything, and I don't have any skills that bring any value to any organization. A 10 would be, I earn money in abundance. I feel completely fulfilled with what I'm currently doing and have a burning desire to learn everything this world has to offer. So, Alec, my friend, what would you give yourself based on that?
10. 10.
Lovely. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is take this, go like that. I'm going to fill in your pie. Congratulations, my friend. You have a full career in finance pie piece.
Yes.
Next up, we have family. A 0 rating would be my immediate family sucks. I wish I was never born. I wish I had better parents or siblings. They don't understand me at all, and we never get along. I don't need their love or connection. Now, when I say family, this is direct family. Your cousins aren't included. It's just your mother, father, and your siblings. That's it. And a 10 would be I love my family so much, I couldn't ask for a better one. I am on a perfect term with every single one of them, parent, sibling, and the level of care, comfort, and support I offer and receive are endless. I feel significant among them, and I love them to bits. So, my friend, what would you rate yourself?
9.69. I took off a little bit because, the replies I get from my dad sometimes, it's just, it, let's just say he's not much of a conversationalist.
Okay.
And I am very much so. So it's kind of, yeah.
All right. Next up, we have relationships. Now, with this is your friends. It could be your acquaintances that you meet, people in general around you. Okay. A 0 would be everyone else is useless except me. I don't need friends or social life, and I'm a maker of my own happiness. I don't need anyone else in my life. A 10 would be I love all human beings and have a genuine urge to help all others. Socializing comes easy to me, and I make friends extremely easily. I feel significant amongst others. So, my friend,
10.
what would you? Okay, love it.
Yeah.
We're shooting for the stars here. I love this. Here we go.
Yeah. And I don't know. Some people call me arrogant. Some people do. Right. I understand why. From that earthly perspective, yes, I can seem very arrogant. Um, but you know what? It's just you can't understand it unless you're entirely happy with yourself, right? And I'm not gonna bother myself over something like that in a way because eventually, if people get to know me, they'll understand.
All right. Next up, we have health and fitness. So, a 0 rating would be nope, working out is not for me. I hate all physical activity. I'd rather sit in front of a screen and play video games or watch Netflix all day. Healthy eating, what's that? I'll die one day, so why even try? I rely on others to take care of me. That's a 0. A 10 would be I am an adventurous person that loves to challenge myself physically and mentally through activities and healthy eating. I love myself enough to take care of my body and feed with the best nutrients I possibly can. By loving myself, I know I can love others fully.
Dude, you know it, man. 10. Because I went and got my emergency pack. We spoke the other day, right? And I got my emergency pack, and I'm not hungry right now. I feel satisfied. I'm sitting here, and I'm like, you know what? I just climbed. Uh, I didn't even count the amount of steps I climbed today, right? Carrying like ladders and like tools and whatnot, right? Not complaining, man. I love what I do. Um, and you know what? It was great because like it was raining when I got on site to my first job, and then when I got on the roof, and it was a church, by the way, right? Which was kind of almost a little bit ironic, right? That I was actually on the roof at a church, and when I got there, it was raining. When I got on the roof, the skies cleared. I was expecting to get struck down at some point because I have a kind of a potty mouth. So I was thinking, walking to look up and then boom, struck down by lightning. It would only be fitting because I work with electricity a lot. So I was thinking, but anyway, that's
Well, the universe has a
talk too
different
much.
plan for you, my friend. Obviously, we still need you. So that's a good good thing you weren't struck down. All right. Next up, we have personal development. Personal development, a 0 rating would be I don't read at all because it's a waste of time. Seminars and workshops are for complete losers. And the value they offer don't justify the expense or expensive price tags. I know all I need to know. In this moment, I don't need to learn anything. I know everything I need to know. A 10 would be I read with endless curiosity. I am constantly craving to learn from others and their experiences. And I know that the value I invest in myself will come back tenfold. The more I learn, the more I realize the little I actually know. And growth is important to me. Okay. You're just on top of life, aren't you, my friend?
Well, I mean, I even read manuals. Okay, like tradespeople, like there's a lot of people that go on the roof. They have this box of equipment that they're about to install, or they're trying to repair something. And the last thing you would catch them doing is opening up the manual and reading it, because you know what, we're tough guys, right? So we don't need to read the manual, right? But you know what, you'd be surprised how much you learn just by reading the manual. Oh, it says on big bold letters, do not wire this, right? Hey, would never have known if you didn't read that manual, right? So I mean, there's a manual for those things, but there's not quite really a manual on life. And there's so much stuff. Like ever since I was a kid, I was always curious, always trying to poke around at people, at the reactions, at myself, and see what my limits were. And you know what? Up until this day, I don't see any limits.
Hmm.
Right? There's just more. Like you said, the more you know, the more you learn, the more you realize there's just so much more to know.
Love it. Thank you for that. Next up, we have leisure and fun. Leisure and fun is an interesting one. So, 0 rating would be I don't need a vacation ever. Work is my life and has always been a top priority for me. Socializing is a waste of time, and traveling the world has no benefit. I am comfortable where I am, and I would rather spend my money on materialistic things. Now, I understand that with COVID around, this is a bit hard, but you get the gist, right? If COVID wasn't here. And then a 10 would be I always look forward to planning the next trip and exploring what this world has to offer. I take the initiative to coordinate and follow through with my commitments and strive to be congruent. I have plenty of variety in my life to last a lifetime.
10, man, 10.
Okay, great.
I think you should just put 10 across the board almost, right? Like even the 9.69, I was just really kind of joking.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. It, it's just, I mean, like, in a way, I am kind of attached to my job, but my job is fun. I love it, right? It takes me to places. It
Yeah.
takes me to places where other people don't go. So that's kind of where it kind of crosses over a little bit. But continue. Sorry. Keep on interrupting.
No, that's okay. No, I appreciate that insight actually, and that's something really valuable for the viewers is that, you don't have to travel the world. I mean, traveling just within your own city could also be or evoke the same feelings. Going to places where people don't often go. I mean, especially for your line of work. Not many people go there. So, thank you. Next up, we have significant contribution.
You're welcome.
So, significant contribution, a 0 rating would be forget charity. I can barely support my own lifestyle. It should be everyone for themselves, and I work hard for my money and possessions. Why give any of it away? A 10 would be the humanitarian in me is utterly enjoying all the contributions to charity that I make. The other noble causes are just a plus, a bonus. I've noticed that there is a lot of unnecessary suffering in this world, and know that even small contributions can make a huge difference.
10.
Okay,
10. I mean,
great.
like, once again, like, it's not just contributing even just monetary, right? Because,
Correct.
the stuff that I'm trying to do, right? The stuff that I want to be doing, um, is contributing to, the well-being of humanity. And that's something that, even all the charities that I do donate to, um, I mean, those pale in comparison to what you yourself are able to affect in this world
Hmm,
in a positive way, hopefully.
great.
Let's not have any like storming the capitals type deal thing going.
Of
Sorry
course.
if I'm spoken out of
We
turn.
got some Americans in this.
Too soon, too soon.
Too soon. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, I'll just edit that part out. No, I'm just joking. So
hey, when you get me, you get all of me.
just playing with you, my friend. All right, next up we have spirituality.
Yeah.
Okay. Often people would relate this to religious connotations. But when in reality, spirituality to me is just being aligned with your values and what you believe and being congruent with what you do and say, right? So in this case, spirituality, I would say a zero is, what the hell do I need this for? I don't believe in a greater power or a greater good. I think that all pain and suffering in my life is caused by external factors like other people, stupid bosses, inconsiderate family members, to name a couple. Self awareness is only for idiots, and I don't need any of that in my life. That would be a zero. A 10 would be I am fully accountable for all that has happened and all that is going to happen in my life. I understand that when I don't get what I want, it's because I'm not deserving of it or I'm just not ready for it yet. I am in full control of my life and happiness and have complete emotional control, which stems from self awareness and humility. 10?
10. Although I don't know how humble that is.
It's okay.
uh, I mean, I was just actually having that conversation with the proprietor of the church I was in earlier today. I mean, he asked me if I went to church, and I told him the truth. I don't. Right? I grew up in a different background, right? But I do believe in um, a higher power. Right? I believe in the universe. Let's just say. Right? And if you ask me, right, where do you go? You rejoin the powers of the universe, the energies, and that's my belief, right? So, whether that's something that is, and I'm not saying this to say that anybody else is wrong, right? I'm just saying that that's how I feel.
Great.
And and I know that I'm a small part of that, right? And that it's that what people view as being arrogant is a lot of times, it stems from my self-awareness, my knowledge of, you know what my flaws are, what even what maybe limits are. All right, but it's also through the awareness that I can go and conquer anything I choose to.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I think, well, at the end of this session here, we're going to have some more sharing. But let's get this keep going on because we'll want to get to the second half of it. It's okay. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So when you have a life coach, folks, this is what happens. You have a full 10 pie. Your life is done. You don't have to do anything else. No, I'm just joking.
Sorry.
But in all honesty, okay, so you can look at your pie right now and you may have, lesser than a 10, which is completely fine. At this moment, I would ask you to look at what's missing. And if you have a red pen, you would do something like this and take some time and just highlight the parts that you're missing. For Alex's case, he's missing this, 0.31, which is fine because there's still room for improvement, right? I know you said it in jest, but I would love for
Always
you, and
there.
this is, I've actually never witnessed this. A person with a full 10, what would you like to do? I mean, obviously life isn't over. There is always room for growth.
No.
Life is over?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'm gonna die now. But no. Like I said yes to life is not over. Right. There's definitely room to grow. Um, and just because I'm happy, like, well, I have joy in my life, and I view my life through this perspective. Right? And no matter what challenges come my way, they're just challenges, and they're lessons to be learned. Right? So that's the thing, right? There's going to be constant lessons. The perspective that I have gives me tens across the board, but life is not perfect,
Hmm.
right? Just because I had perfect tens across this pie, right, doesn't mean that there's not going to be another pie. Right? That doesn't mean that there's not going to be other challenges, right? There's going
Good.
to become a day when something's going to stump me, and I'm going to trip for a moment and go, "Hey, wait! I don't feel so perfect today." Right? There's something that's just kind of like, you know, bothering me a little bit. Right? I
Correct.
wonder how I can see through this, see past this, find the lessons within it. Figure out how it's affecting me, why it's affecting me in the way it is. Right? And that's why, you know, I know I've done this exercise with you, Alex, and you know, before when we did this exercise, I guarantee everybody that's watching right now, it wasn't tens across the board, right? But it's actually working with you that has helped me, really grow through this period. And now like every day is a cakewalk. Not really, right? It's not a cakewalk. It's There's challenges, but it excites me, right? That there are these challenges. And if it wasn't for these challenges, frankly, during COVID times, it can get kind of boring, right? And it can start to get tedious. What am I going to do with myself next? Which book, like how many books am I going to like stack up on the side that of that I've already read pile, right? And it's just um the challenges. I feel blessed that I'm able to go out there and work and adventure and do
Awesome.
solve problems, like create solutions for people. So
I'm great.
sorry,
And
once again.
again, folks, this is why I enjoy working with Alec, because he has such a great outlook on life. Um, so if we take a quick look at what you have now in front of you, Alec, I'm going to ask you the question. Even though you have tens across the boards, what are the top three you feel that are most important to you at this moment?
mm, I would say uh well, family
Okay.
is always going to be on the top of my list.
Okay.
uh I would say next would be significant contribution, because that's what the world needs right now, at least from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
um and then after that, I would say spirituality,
Nice.
because for me that's something that really, um you got to be right. You got to be right up here and in here, and it's got to be in sync, right?
Thank you. So for those of you at home, if you can highlight or circle the top three that you want to focus on for this year, and mind you, this wheel of life will change. And that's why I say you can take this tool that I've given you today and do it maybe every quarter of the year or even halfway through the year to really stay focused and do things that keep you fulfilled and happy and joyful, right? And finally, if I ask you for the top values, so one word that stems from family. So what's a big value that comes from family? Can you give me that? Is it time? Is
Love.
it money? Love? Nice. So those are who are in this meetup right now. Look for the value, the core value of family. Think about that and write it right here. For Alex, it's love. Now, significant contribution, what value comes or stems from that?
Kindness.
Hmm. And finally, spirituality.
Life.
Hmm.
Value of life. I mean, okay, how about freedom?
Okay, I like it. Awesome. So, my friend, if we look at this really quickly, these are the first answers that you gave that came to the top of your mind. These are the values that are driving you on a daily basis. And I'm hoping that this awareness, I mean, maybe you knew already, but it's concrete and it's on paper right now. And I'm going to send this copy to you once we're done. Love, kindness, and freedom are your top values that are driving everything that you do today. Would you agree?
I would.
Hmm. Great. So, I mean, now that we have this kind of atypical report card, is what I like to call it, what's the next steps? You know where you are now, but what's missing? I mean, you mentioned there are 3 focuses that you want to work on: family, spirituality, and significant contribution. Can you think of something that maybe gets you to a 15? It doesn't have to be a 10. You can go outside of the pie, right?
Uh, yeah, I mean, like, it'd be definitely be great to meet somebody that actually has that same focus, has that same drive in life or similar
Okay.
drive, right? Something where I can actually find, that congruity between the both of us.
Hmm.
And you know, I have not found that person, so
Okay.
it'd be nice to find that person. I think that would take it too. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. So, for those of you who did write this, you all know that you have some part of it missing, or I assume that you have some of it missing. You can take that opportunity to look at where you actually want to go. You don't have to go to a 10. Sometimes people are satisfied with an 8, and that's all that as far as you want to go. So that's really important to notice. And then notice also the portions that are in red, what you need to do to fulfill that part that's missing. You can do this on your own time, but bring that to awareness and give yourself kind of a task list on what to focus on for this year, in 2021. Another graphic that we'll offer to you guys is something that I love to do. It's called bridging the gap. Now, bridging the gap for Alec, you're saying here, can I say you're single? Can you hear me?
You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit.
Sorry, can I say that? So, are you single now, my friend?
Yes.
Okay. And then eventually your future state or how you want to be is finding that significant other, right?
Yes.
So find sig other. This is something you can do with every single one of the tasks that you have on your pie of life. And this is where you want to focus on. How you can bridge that gap. And when you bridge that gap, you're going to come up with a list. Where am I going to find this significant other? So get creative. Where would you go? You know the type of person you are. Where would they hang out?
Um, in a crawl space on a
Sure.
rooftop. I don't know. uh, it could be a library. It could be anywhere. A coffee shop. It could be shopping somewhere. It could be anywhere. It doesn't. It's not so much what they do. as how they go about doing things that really matter. It's and call me in a way picky, not really picky. Everybody's got to have standards, right? And my standards is just that, you know, you can't always just be about career, money. You have to have priorities in your life. And
Good.
if your priority is not to have, to create a family, to have children and to raise children and to teach them properly, to guide them along the way. Like if you don't have that in your mind, then even if you're the right person, it's the wrong timing.
Good. So these are all criteria that you're
Yeah.
creating for this significant
Yeah.
other, right? And as you go out,
Yeah.
there are certain actions that you can do, right? You can go to these coffee shops, show up, and if you're familiar with the law of attraction, like attract like, right? You show up a certain way.
Yeah.
I like to say pigeons attract pigeons, eagles attract eagles, right? So as you show up as yourself more, and having authenticity in your case has never been the issue, she or he will come find you, right? Whoever it may be. Could be a new friend, could be a new soulmate. So there you have it. You have your atypical report cards. You know exactly what you're supposed to be focusing on to feel fulfilled and happy this year in 2021. Mind you, this does not apply only to 2021. You can use this for any year from here on out. So if you enjoyed this, please share it with someone that you love and make sure that they get this chance to take a snapshot of where exactly they are in their lives too. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this whole exercise. And if you want more and want to learn more on how to work with me, send me a message, send me a DM. I can't wait to hear from you. All right, take care. Have an awesome life. And I'll talk to you guys soon.